Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. I'm sure happy to have you here. My name is Tiffany, and this is our small town life. Around here, I like to say that we are a simple southern family, showing you what it looks like to live in a small town in the southern United States. We share homemaking, homesteading, and homeschooling content. We are a very real, no frill, show you what it looks like kind of family. So if that's something that you think you would enjoy and appreciate, or we sure would love to have you subscribe and be part of our family. My husband Justin and I and our 5 children live in this double wide mobile home on our 1 acre homestead, and we share all of that here on our channel with you. Today's video is going to be a morning in the life, a morning routine, whatever we want to call it. I'm going to take you through my morning as a homemaker, as a stay-at-home wife, mama, homemaker, homeschool mama, and I'm going to show you what that looks like for me. Now, every day doesn't look exactly the same, but this is a pretty good representation of what my days look like right now. I'm getting Justin's lunch packed and ready for him to take to work with him. We had a melon from the garden that I'm cutting up so I can pack some of that in his lunch, and then we'll just have it to snack on and eat. You'll see me use it in the rest of our lunch later on in this video. But I'm packing up Justin's lunch, and then I'm going to get his coffee ready. While I'm doing this, the kids are starting to wake up and eat their breakfast. Everybody's just getting their bellies full so we can get going with our day. There's Justin's lunch, all packed up. Now let's work on his coffee. I am not a big coffee drinker, especially hot coffee, but Justin is, and lately he's been drinking the coffee from Rural King. So if you have a Rural King close to you, maybe you want to try that out. It's a very good price for their K-Cups. That's what we've been getting, and he's been enjoying it. So I'm fixing that for him. I'm going to sit it over by his lunchbox so all his things are together and ready to go. And then after that, I'm going to take just a few minutes to get myself ready. Now, I've not been doing anything super elaborate, especially if it's a day that I'm just going to be at home. But I'm taking a little time to brush my hair, put on a little makeup, even if it's just some mascara and a lip balm, and at least feel somewhat put together for the day. So I'm putting my hair up, putting on just very little bit of makeup, and then I will keep on going with my morning. You'll get to see a clip here in just a second of Wyatt. He was up and going, and well, you can kind of see him there behind me right now. He was watching Leapfrog. Y'all, we love Leapfrog. We've used the Leapfrog videos since Audrey was Wyatt's age, and we like to do the Letter Factory and the back to school. The kids have learned so much through those little Leapfrog videos. So if you don't have those, I recommend you look into them. So Wyatt was doing a little bit of his school. I went outside to get my morning chores done. I'm working on our fermented chicken feed right there. That's what that is. You'll get to see a whole video on that tomorrow. That's what we've been feeding our chickens, and they're doing so well. So you'll get to see a whole dedicated video to that on that feed tomorrow. But I was checking out the feed and walking out to the garden. I've got a couple of pumpkins growing, gourds growing. The storms lately have really done a number on some of those plants, so I hope they survive. That sunflower just opened up this morning. Isn't it gorgeous? Y'all, back behind that sunflower, you can probably see that some of the garden is done for the season. The flowers are looking beautiful, and they're going to get to stay around for a little while longer. You'll get to see a couple pepper plants that are still doing good, some tomato plants that I started a little bit later. But for the most part, that summer garden is finished. And in my heart, that's a little bit sad because I love summertime. I love the summertime garden. I love the warm weather and all the things that we're doing outside and being in the sunshine. I love summertime. So seeing that come to an end, it feels really sad for me. And I got to thinking about it. And here you're going to see me. I'm taking the scraps from that melon out to the chickens so they can enjoy it. But seeing those things coming to an end, it really got me thinking. And it got me thinking about how it made me a little bit sad. But seeing that come to an end means that it's the opportunity for something else beautiful to happen. We're going to start working that garden space and getting it ready for a fall garden, new things to enjoy. And y'all, I could feel God speaking to me while I was sitting there looking at that garden. And it was like this breath of fresh air, and knowing that when one season ends, another begins. And it's like that for us in our life too. After I got in from taking care of all of those morning chores outside, we got started on some schoolwork. Wyatt loves to sit down with us and do his little school things, draw and color and be at the table with us.
What is that, Wyatt?
Tatooine.
A dinosaur.
What does dinosaur say?
Wow. Homeschooling with a toddler and a baby can be challenging some days when we just have to make it work for us. Wyatt, like I said, loves to sit down and color and do some of his watercolor painting and draw on his little books and do all those kinds of things. And he sits at the table with us for a good part of the day, of our homeschool day. And then once he's done, he's done. He gets up and he goes and he plays. A lot of times I have to sit there and hold Fletcher, but we make it work. And it's always, even when it's challenging, it's always rewarding. Sometimes I have to sit at the table the whole time to help kids, especially if they're learning something new. But if it's something they've already worked on or review or something they really know, I can get up and work on other things like getting Wyatt changed and dressed for the day while the others are still working. Once we finished up our schoolwork, we went back outside for a little while. The boys were riding bikes and throwing boomerangs. Fletcher was just chilling, getting ready for his nap, and just enjoying being outside. The elderberries are starting to ripen. If I can keep the birds off of them, y'all. If I can just keep the birds off of them. I'm trying to come up with some creative ways to keep the birds off the elderberry bush. I decided to cut some flowers. Y'all saw the butterflies love these flowers. You could sit down by these flowers and just be surrounded by butterflies. And they've grown so well, and we've kept them cut. Cutting some of the flowers really encourages additional growth. These zinnias have been a favorite, and they've done really well here in our garden space, and they're still doing really well. We're still enjoying them. So I decided I would fix us a fresh bouquet to put on the kitchen table and just take advantage of being outside in the sunshine. It seems to make everybody a little bit happier when we can be outside for a little while and be in the sunshine and holding flowers that have butterflies on them. How would that not make you happy? So I'm going to work on cutting some of these flowers. We're going to walk out and cut some of the sunflowers to add to the arrangement. The sunflowers are still blooming and doing really well. The storms we've had lately have really taken a toll on them. They've pushed them down and knocked them over. And again, it's one of those moments where it's like, wow, I'm really sad to see these sunflowers starting to come to the end, but at the same time, looking forward to what's to come. Maybe we can take a lesson from these sunflowers. When the storms beat you and knock you down, keep blooming, keep shining, keep growing. They are still gorgeous, even though they have taken such a beating. And it does. It makes me feel a little sad to see them laying over on the ground and knowing that they're going to be coming to an end soon. But it also makes me excited as I think about fall and campfires and fall foods growing in the garden. As one season of life comes to an end, as beautiful and as much joy and happiness as it might have brought us, we can always look forward to the next season and the joy that it's going to bring with it. Y'all, that little spider hitched a ride inside on my flowers. He was probably just as scared of me as I was of him. I took him back outside, sent him on his way, and now I'm going to work on my flower arrangement. And I've been talking about moving from a very joyful and happy and prosperous season of life that you've fully enjoyed, and moving into a new season and embracing what might come from that new season, and might be a little scared to move into the new season. But I also wanted to point out, maybe you've been in a tough season of life. You've been in one that's brought you a lot of heartache, and it's not been happy for you. Maybe you can look forward to moving out of that season and into something new. Maybe you've got great things coming ahead of you, and that season of heartache is going to be behind you, and you'll get to move on to a beautiful, new, fresh season of life. The flower arrangement that Audrey had made last week, some of the zinnias in it still looked beautiful. They still looked great. So I was pulling some of those out and adding those in with the new flower arrangement. And y'all saw Wyatt. He was right there wanting to see what was going on and hold a flower and smell a flower. This is the first year that we've really grown flowers. Cut flowers, sunflowers, starting new wildflower beds. Now, we've grown some here and there in the past. We've planted some sunflowers and put out some marigolds, tried to attract some pollinators, but this is the first year that we've really grown flowers, and we've enjoyed it so much. We've enjoyed seeing all the butterflies on them and making flower arrangements for us and for family. We have enjoyed it so much. All right, it's time to work on lunch. We're all having snacky lunch plates on this day with some pepperoni and cheese and melon, and crackers and chips. It's a nice snacky lunch plate. And I'm fixing one of the boys' plates right here, but we all ate the same thing. And then after lunchtime is when we usually go into our household chores, dishes and sweeping and laundry and vacuuming and whatever we may have for the day. I have my things that I get done. The kids have their things that they get done. As long as schoolwork is done by lunchtime, after we eat lunch, that's usually when those things start. And as I was thinking about that and thinking about this being a homemaking video, I thought, well, it's not going to have a whole lot of cleaning in it. Can show a few clips, but this is going to be my morning, and I usually don't start those things until lunch or a little later. And then I got to really thinking, and I was like, you know what? Cleaning is just part of homemaking. It isn't what makes a homemaker. It's just part of what we do. Just as important, if not more important, I would say more important, is making those flower arrangements, fixing my husband's lunch, teaching my children and loving on my children. That is far more important than any cleaning that I ever do. While taking care of my home, as far as cleaning is important, it includes so much more than just that. Don't get so caught up in being a house cleaner that you forget to be a home maker. Thank you so much for being with me on this morning. I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.